Hey, what's going on, guys? Shane here.
Vince Giannotti.
And today we're talking about how to stop moving backwards in a fight or in sparring. So I get this question a lot from people who first get into the ring and they got that fear of getting hit and they keep backing up. They find themselves against the ropes and then they get beat up even more. So we're going to talk about how to cut angles, how to pressure forward and overcome that fear, and then also how to fight while moving backwards because it's not necessarily a bad thing. Let's take a look. All right, guys, so I know a lot of you are social distancing, as you should be, and you want to keep that distance. But if you want to overcome that fear of moving backwards, the first thing I want to teach you is have a maximum of 2 steps moving backwards, and then you need to cut an angle or you need to crowd. So what I mean by that is if Vince is putting the pressure on me, I take 1 step back, I take 2 steps back. I know that eventually I'm going to hit the wall, I'm going to hit the rope. So I need to cut an angle. I need to go left or right, or I need to go back into him. I can shoot back in with just a right hand. I can shoot back in with a jab, right? I'm roping him in. Think about it that way. I'm not necessarily being pressured by him. I'm trying to bring him to me. So I'm timing it. He steps in once, I step back, the second one, and bang, right away I'm throwing my offense. Okay, so that's crowding. Let's talk about cutting angles. All right, so Vince is coming in, he steps once, twice. I need to do something here. If I want to go to my left, I'm going to step out with my left foot. I'm going to use my left hand to parry or redirect his hand as I do this. I'm literally pushing on his arm. So I'm pushing his wrist into his chest, and I'm stepping out that way. So I step with my left foot, I swing my right leg out. Okay, so once again, Vince comes in, 1, 2, bang. And you can see I'm pushing into him. I want him to be heavy. I want him to move in that direction while I move in this direction. And from there, I have a really nice setup, a nice angle on him to follow up. So just to demonstrate one more, he steps in, 1, 2, bang. I got the right hand, I got the kick to the head, to the body, okay? And then otherwise we can go to the right, so the other angle. So Vince steps in, 1, 2, I'm going to take my right leg, and I'm going to step out here, and I can switch now. I can switch my stance. I got the body kick. I got the straight left from southpaw. Okay, so let's just talk about that motion again. My right foot is going to step out, pretty much like I'm squaring my stance, and now the left leg swings back. And I'm using my right hand now to control his left. So once again, he steps in, 1, 2, bang. I switch, come out. I got the kicks. I got the punches. Okay? So think about it in your mind. I got a maximum of 2 steps. After that, I gotta go. I gotta go left, I gotta go right, or I gotta go forward. All right? Now we're gonna talk about angling of the rear foot, sitting down, and in your mind just thinking, I gotta throw. I gotta stand in front of him. So this one's a little bit more of a mental one, but I'm gonna give you different physical cues that can kind of get you into that mindset. All right? So the first one is think about the direction that I want to go. I want to go into him, so aim my rear foot towards him, right? Think about a sprinter. If he's running in this direction, his foot isn't going to be out this way. If your foot's out this way or in the opposite direction, then you're going to be moving that way. Think about which way I want to go. I want to go into him, so I'm going to angle my foot. I want to sit my weight down a little bit. Oftentimes when we're moving back, that weight's on the rear leg because that's the direction that we're going. I want to sit down a little bit, not all weight on the lead foot necessarily, but keep it a little bit more 50-50, all right? The other thing is bite down on the mouth guard, right? These are all just physical cues to remind me, all right, I'm going into the fire. I want to go, I want to move, so when Vince is coming in, I angle, I sit down a little bit, I bite down on my mouthpiece, my guard goes up, and I'm ready to throw here. Is this the best idea in a fight? No, but I mean, if you're just trying to overcome that fear of moving backwards, different physical cues that you can follow to make sure that you are, like I said, moving into the fire, all right? The third one now is knowing how to throw strikes while moving backwards. Because it's not necessarily a bad thing. If you know how to do it, you can move moving backwards and he could be running into your shots. Think about like Rocky Balboa movies, right? He'd be moving forward, but he'd be getting jabbed the whole time. He'd be putting pressure on, but he'd be losing, all right? So the first one I'm going to show you guys is just a drop step jab. We think about stepping forward on our jab all the time, but I'm going to take my left foot and I'm going to step back. If Vince is really putting pressure on me, I go bang right here. I'm in a very balanced position. I'm in a southpaw position now. He keeps putting the pressure on, he keeps moving forward. Now I do a drop step cross, okay? So I want to make sure that I'm in a balanced position, but that's all I'm doing. I'm just drawing this leg back as I fire off a jab. Bang! He keeps coming in, bang! And I can continue doing that. Another one that you can do is a check hook, where your foot kind of goes out to the left. My lead leg is going to go out this way as I throw a hook. So I'm going to do all of them together now. Vince comes in, I go drop step jab, drop step cross. Now I cut an angle with the drop step or with the check hook. Okay, so it's by myself. I'm going 1, 2, angle off. Again, 2-step max, and then cut the angle. All right. You can also do a switch kick. Switch kick, you guys probably know, is going from here if I'm advancing, right? So this rear foot is going to go closer to Vince as I do it. Bang, cover the distance. But if he's putting the pressure on me and I want to move back a little bit, then that rear leg's just going to move back. So he comes in, I'm going bang. Right, he's moving in towards me, I'm moving back, and he's running into that kick. I can do it to the high on the shoulder, I can go to the head, and also go to the legs with that too. And then right to my drop step cross, right to my check hook, all right? So striking while moving backwards, high level stuff, but very effective if you know how to do it and you're doing it in a balanced position, all right? Number 4 now is knowing how to enter the clinch, getting a body lock, getting a takedown, right? I want to make Vince overextend. If he's constantly putting that pressure forward, he's heavy on that lead leg, then I'm going to time it to where when he really steps in, he goes to throw maybe a right hand, I'm going to go underneath of that shot and get the penetration shot, go for the double leg. I want to go and get the body lock takedown here, right? Tighten up, getting close. So it doesn't always have to be moving left and right. It doesn't always have to be moving backwards. You can crash that range and time it to where the range of Vince's punches, where it's most dangerous, is the end of the punch, right? So like if Vince just like holds his arm out, this is where I don't want to be, right? I either want to be back, which is what you guys know how to do because you're moving backwards, but I can also be, if he's right here, I'm safe here on the inside of it, okay? You got to think about that hula hoop range, as Coach Trevor Whitman calls it, that danger zone. You can be on the outside of it or you can be on the inside of it, all right? And then also entering the tie clinch is I want to control the hands. I talk about redirecting and moving to the outside, but I can also just put my palms on Vince's knuckles, and now I can control his hands, get it out of the way, and get that tie clinch, right? Now I'm on the inside. Now I can start working my knees and elbows and whatever you guys feel comfortable with. That's probably a little bit more advanced, but we have a video link down below for a crash course on the tie clinch. It's really going to help you guys out with that. But understanding that I want to control those hands so I don't get hit on the way in, move them out of the way, get the dominant position, and then work from there, all right? And then the last one is pretty much just a mental thing, is really setting that intention before you get in the ring. Like, instead of just going in blind and being like, I hope I survive or I hope I win, my intention is to make sure that I don't move backwards. Again, you're going to bite down on that mouthpiece. You're going to make sure your chin is tucked. You have a tight guard. You're moving forward. You're going to fight fire with fire. If you're fighting a guy who tends to really come forward and put the pressure on you, well, today's the day I'm not going to let him push me around, right? I'm going to get in there, and I'm going to put the pressure right back on him. Even if that means clashing into each other and just throwing in the pocket, cool. Do that for 1 round. And then just kind of give yourself that confidence knowing that I can do it. Maybe it's not my preferred style, but now I know how to fight while moving backwards. I know how to cut angles. I know how to trap and redirect the hands. And if I have to, I know how to put the pressure on and move forward. All right, guys, so we talked a lot about footwork in this video, right? Not just moving backwards, but also cutting those angles, crowding forward, check hooks, switch kicks. We cover these exact movements and much more on FightTips.com, specifically in the Footwork Shadowboxing program. So you can sign up. The first 14 days are completely free, and then after that, it's just $9 a month. So links in the description below. Check it out, and we'll see you on the forums. Until next time, I'm Shane.
It's Anomaly.
Fight Tips for the underdogs.